All right, you guys, good morning. Happy Monday. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started again. Just want to check in with you guys and see how things are going. I haven't really had many questions on nutrition this week, so I'm hoping things are really good. I'm also going to be stopping back. Tonight, we're going to do a call for those of you that are like brand new to our community and need guidance on how to start. It can be very overwhelming when you're kicking off your info with us, as far as emails that come from me, emails that come from Beachbody, programs to start, how to even start on nutrition, where to even go, different things that me and the community offer. There's just so much information, right? So what we're going to do is twice a month, we are going to start to come out with these calls that are going to help people at different times that they start throughout their month, right? And so it'll allow you to get started and then answer questions and then pop in with us to kind of get a good feel for how things are. And if for ever any reason you struggle midway through your journey, or you bump off and then pop back on, which does happen, it can kind of help you get started again. Like, let me get started again. Maybe I didn't go all in on my journey the first time, and what can I do the second time? Okay, so this month we are reading Girl, Wash Your Face. Next month we are reading, and I meant to bring it up here, Autumn's new book. I pre-ordered it. Hold on, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm considering doing this one in, because I think it drops here. It's released on the 18th, so that'll allow us lose weight like crazy, even if you have a crazy life, which I think is so important. Like, I do have a crazy life. So that's going to be our September book, but our August book is Girl, Wash Your Face. And I feel like, yes, there are lots of people who have currently read this book, but there's a lot of people who have not. And she is one that I can read over and over and over again. And actually, full disclosure, I love listening to her. If you've ever wanted to listen to anyone that's amazing as a speaker and as a writer, she is one that I think you will absolutely love. And she's actually just came out with this new app, and I was going to show you right here. It's called the Rise app. Hold on, because here we go. Nope, I don't see it yet. I literally, you guys, just got an email on it. But oh yeah, the Rise app is here. But I'm not seeing it. So let's see if we can go into, it says it's on the Apple Store. So let me try one more time. Yeah, I'm not seeing it quite yet. My phone's been kind of funny today, you guys. So I am going to reset my phone, but it says that it's going to be about health and fitness, inspiration and movement, and just lots like trackers and stuff like that. So maybe it's called Let's Rise. Let me try that really quick. I think I need to reset my phone, if I was being quite honest. Okay, I'm going to totally reset my phone. My phone's been kind of funny anyway, so let's reset that. Hopefully we'll find it. Anyway, she's coming out with this new app, and if you listen to any of it, she had a bunch of stuff that was out before, and now she's struggling. She's going through her own divorce, which is hard because when you listen, I've had a hard time listening to this book and then hearing their story and their love story and how they came together and kind of how everything worked for them and how they've worked together to make their marriage work, and to see that it just didn't. And of course, we don't know either of their stories. We have no idea. And I am in no room to judge them. It just breaks my heart because it just seemed like they just had truly a good thing going and they were truly in love with each other. But they had an app called the Rise app and, or a podcast called the Rise podcast, which she worked a lot on. And it looks like now he is, or maybe he's doing, I can't look now because my phone's rebooting. But there's a Rise app and there was a Rise Together app. And that was a podcast that they did together. And he's doing one of them, I think, and she's doing the other. And then they had this amazing podcast that I loved. It was called, oh shoot, what was it called? It was like Rise and Shine, or Let's Get Started. I don't know, something like that. And it was the two of them. They went live on their own Instagram page and then they recorded it in podcast. And it was every Monday through Friday, like at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you ever want to go back and listen to them, they've got some really good stuff in there. They're really good, lighthearted, good things to listen to, but had some great messages in there. So they are going through something, and so I totally respect them, but I love still listening to her stories because I'll tell you what, she's a super strong woman, and this is not her first book that she wrote. She's actually been an author for a while. I've actually wanted to pick up one of her fiction books because I would love to read it, but we read chapters 6 through 10. They're all about lies. And next week, we're going to read 11 through 15. But these 6 through 10, a couple of them were a little non-child appropriate because she does talk a little bit about sex in there. But a couple of the things she talked about is I don't know how to be a mom and I'm not a good mom. And I thought that was so appropriate in today's society because I think that so often we have this ideal picture of a mom. And I don't know how it is in your community, but in our community, we have a lot of stay-at-home moms. So when you listen to her stories about how she worked on being the mom who didn't, like, she showed up one day for a volunteer day, didn't realize it was like some painting day, and she had this white blazer on and heels, and she was getting ready to go to a meeting right afterwards, and the mom's like, well, didn't you know we were doing this? And she's like, I didn't. And so it talks about like how a lot of times moms will look down to her because she's not a picture perfect stay-at-home mom. She loves to work. That's how she is fulfilled, and she's able to raise her kids that way. So I think that there's just a lot to say in that from either standpoint. Like, you can still do these things, or you can be a stay-at-home mom, and either way, your job is important. We just need to be kind to the other person because we don't necessarily know their situation, nor what they're doing, or how they're doing it, or if they are doing it because they love it, or if they're doing it because they need to pay their bills, right? So it was so good because there's so many times when that was me, when I was showing up. And then there's been other times that I've been able to do things where I didn't have to worry about work, and I was able to get down and dirty and help with a project that my son's class did in like 4th grade for Harry Potter. And we were making wands and painting and doing all this kind of stuff. And thankfully I didn't have to work that day. So I came in jeans and a t-shirt, where there have been many days where I volunteered with my dress clothes and my heels or wedges or something like that. But it talked a lot about like how she talked about like, you know, she doesn't like organized sports. So sitting on a field on a Saturday is like death to her. But some of us, like me, I am like the biggest cheerleader. I'll sit out there morning, noon, or night. You tell me where we got the game or the event, and I'm there, and I'm going to have a fun time with it. So that was a little bit about that. And then I loved number 10. I should be further along by now. That one resonated with me because I'm past that now. because I'm happy with where I'm at. But for the longest time, I think, why did I not do something like this sooner for my body? Or why didn't I focus on this quicker? Or why am I not where I need to be? Like, how are they there and I'm not there, and stuff like that. And it just made me realize, like, it is my own journey. I am moving at the speed that I can, and that's okay. Like, your path is not my path, and we're not going to take at the same speeds. We may have different distances to go. We may have different rocks or barriers or stones, or mine could be dirt, yours could be gravel, different ways to get there, right? You might have some turns around trees. Mine might be a straight path, but yet I am stopping for different reasons. It doesn't matter. As long as we're moving forward and we're putting our best foot forward and looking to move forward, forward is a pace. And that's huge. That is absolutely, absolutely huge. So I wanted to share those couple of things with you that I had, and I was hoping we could talk more about them, but that's okay. Those are a couple of things that I really found that resonated with me. So read chapters 5 through 11, or through 10 if you didn't get through them. Next week, we're going to talk about 11 through 15. And this is when it gets really good, you guys. Really good. Really, all of them are amazing. Okay, so that's Girl Wash Your Face. I want to talk a little bit about the habit tracker. We talked about it last week. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to pull it back up. Bear with me here, because I should have had it ready to go and I didn't. Well, you know, while I've got this up, I'm going to share this with you. So this is our August podcast calendar. So every month we're going to start to have this podcast calendar so that you can see it, and you'll see that, you can follow along, and I'm going to actually add this into my email next time so that you have it. These are some amazing podcasts. This one is one of my favorites, this Life Coach School podcast one. This one's new for me, so I'm excited to listen to this one as well as this one. There's got some really good stuff in here. Like this one I really thought sounded good, and this one sounded really good to me. Autumn Calabrese, that one's going to be amazing, and is amazing if you've not listened to it. I really enjoyed this one. This one is really good. TED Talks Daily. I mean, how can you go wrong with TED Talks? And then this is my newest love, this mindset mentorship. So this one is my absolute favorite. So print this out, put this on your desk. Basically what I do is I just mark them off as I go. I actually have it on my phone, which I didn't even turn back on, but I'll check it off when I listen to them. Sometimes I will binge listen to stuff. And I'm going to be honest here when I say podcasts, books, all of this is a piece of your journey. Like, it is a piece of what you have available to you that is like, okay, this is what we've got going on. This is going to help you. Part of our journey is not just getting movement in. It's not just eating the right things in the kitchen, but it's getting this in the right spot. And I feel like so often, if we don't have this in the right spot, that's where we deter off of our journey for a long time. Now, I'm not saying that if you get this in the right spot, that you're going to be good to go for the rest of your life and that you can mark this off your list as something less you have to do. Nope, you have to build this every day, because when you build this, you build the belief and the confidence in here. And when you have those two work together, you can still enjoy life and still work hard at them, right? So all last week, for an example, I worked hard on my workouts. I worked hard. I busted out those 25 to 35 minutes and I sweated and I worked hard. And there was many times where I'm like, I should just go to a lighter weight. That would be way easier. My shoulders are on fire. I should do less. I should modify. And there are times I did. There are times that I had to go down in my weight or I had to modify. But there were also times that I had this going in my head that was like, you can do this, Lauren. You can do 2 more. You are made to do hard things. You can do this. Nope, you push through. And then if you need to do it the next time, you buckle down and then bump down next time. So when this happens and you get your heart in the right spot because you know that you can do it and you believe in yourself and you build that confidence, then you can push forward. So mindset is such a critical piece to it. So what I always tell my new challengers is really work to get 10 to 15 minutes of some sort of personal development and your mind in the right spot so that you can understand how you're worth it, why it matters to you, and how you can get it done. So that's why I want to bring those two items your way. Now, we talked about the habit tracker. Okay, I am working on this. I'm working on this. Okay, let's see here. We're going to open a file and go into downloads and okay. This is another thing that I think you should print out. It came out in the weekly email, so check the email that I sent your way. If you did not get it, let me know because I want to make sure to add you on. And this right here is going to help you build your habits daily. And we talked last week about habit stacking. So for an example, habit stacking is a way to add in additional habits to habits you're already doing each and every day. So for an example, every day, well, at least I hope, every day you brush your teeth in the morning, right? It's a habit. It's what you do. And you probably do it about the same time, and you probably do it about the same way. So like for an example, okay, let me think through. When I am brushing my teeth, I literally turn the cold water on. I go into my drawer. I pull out my tongue cleaner. I clean my tongue while my water's getting cold. I put my tongue cleaner away. I pull out my toothbrush. I get it wet. I put the toothpaste on, and then I get it wet again, turn off the water, and I start brushing my teeth. And it's a 2-minute timer, 30 seconds. So outside, inside, outside, inside. That's the exact way I do it, you guys, every single time. Even to the point where when I'm done, I rinse it off, I dry it off, and I put it back away. Every single time I brush my teeth, I do it the exact same way. I would tell you it takes me about, probably from start to finish, about 4 minutes to brush my teeth. So that's going to happen for me in the morning and at night, every day. Okay? That's not something you skip. You do it every day. And we learned that as a habit as a kid, right? Okay, habit stacking. What that means is you take a new habit that you want to start and you're going to layer it on to something that you're currently doing. So you're going to take that new habit and you're going to attach it to something. So for an example, for me, I wanted to listen to personal development, and not just personal development, affirmations. Affirmations are things that I want to see happen in my life. Affirmations are things that I am visualize them happening in my life, and that's the way it's going to be. And I can feel it, and I know it's going to happen. And the way I use the wording is that it's like it's current, not that I will one day, or it would be nice for one day. Nope, none of that. It is I am doing blah, 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 blah. I am so happy and grateful that this is happening. Okay, so I record them on an app called Think Up. And what I wanted to do was listen to that in the morning and listen to that to the evening. And I sat there and I thought, okay, like how in the world can I add those and remember to do it? Because shoot, I can barely remember to get things done that I need to get done. How can I do that? Simple, habit stacking. So I added them on my Think Up app. I throw my headphones in. When I get up in the morning, it is now go to the bathroom. I throw cold water on my face to wake myself up, take my AirPods, pop them in, press play. My phone is also on airplane mode, so nothing else distracts me. And then I start my toothbrush routine. And it's now become a habit. It's something that I do every single morning. So my phone stays in the bed or in the bathroom every night. Read the 5-second rule. That's what we read last week or last month. Stays in the bathroom, and it's on airplane mode when I go to bed. So in the morning when I get up, it's ready to go and my AirPods are there. So I have it ready to go for the morning. So this tracker will allow you to say this month I will. That's your new habit that you're going to start. And why? Why do you want to start this new habit? Like what's it going to do for you? For me, it starts my mind and my heart in the right place. Like it gets me going. So I know that I'm starting solid for my day. And then this allows you to mark off every day that you were able to get it done. Okay. So send me what your new habits are. I would love, love, love to hear them. Okay, so I talked about that. I talked about that. A couple things, a couple topics I wanted to talk about. So let me stop this screen share. Okay. Healthy lunches. We are getting ready to go back to school, you guys, which is insane, right? It's insane. So I want to give you kind of a couple tips that we do in this household to help with healthy lunches, okay? We make sure that I have the proper container. We get new lunch boxes every year. I make sure that they are nice and solid and insulated, okay? I get them on Amazon. I can send out links to the boxes next week. I'm going to make a note of that. But you want to use something that's easy to clean, that's easy for them to open. I always look for pockets where I can add in napkins, forks, and all that kind of stuff with what's happening in today's society and how I want them to pretty much just go and sit and get their food done and eating, because I think their lunches are going to be cut a little bit shorter because they have to add some extra steps. Like our kids are going to have shields around them while they eat. The lunchrooms are like kind of separated. So how easy will it be to get to the lunchroom to get forks or spoons or napkins or whatever, or the drinks? So they're going to kind of see how the first week goes. But in the meantime, I'm ready to go if they want to go all lunches. So I look for things that have pockets in them and weighs enough room that I can add in a nice little cooler pack in there. Okay. Excuse me. We are trying to be conscious about our earth as well. So I've got brown paper bags. They're like lunch sacks that are recyclable that I can add in sandwiches, I can add in chips, I can do all that kind of stuff. Sometimes if I add in containers, it gets to be too much. And I typically buy, like, for an example, instead of buying small bags of chips that they can open up daily, I literally buy one big bag and then we do it that way. I don't necessarily know if there's a better way or not, but that's kind of how we do it. It's cheaper, it's more cost effective, and I know a lot of times when you buy that variety pack, if we get baked chips, there's always a couple in there that they don't like. So I feel like it's just easier for me to buy big bags. Um, I also do some sort of fruit or vegetable. So every week when I start prepping for the week, I will know that I can cut those up and have them ready to go. So carrots are a big one. Carrots and ranch are a big one. So I already have either get the baby carrots or I get bigger carrots and I cut them up for me to eat. I prefer cut up big carrots to baby carrots. My family makes fun of me, but that's just kind of how I am. I feel sometimes baby carrots have a funny taste to them. Excuse me. So I will already bag those, or I will bag cherry tomatoes, or I will bag grapes, or I think that's about it. Sometimes for my daughter, she would prefer fruit. So I'll cut up watermelon or pineapple and have it ready for the early part of the week. The other thing I do a lot that's super healthy is I create bento boxes, which you can get a bento box on Amazon. Those are always super fun. And to be honest, little kids love bento boxes. Okay. They're fun. They're unique. You get to open it up and it's got all these different compartments, and you can, and a lot of them have like labels of what you can eat and how big the serving should be. So it allows you to go off of a guide to know like what you can do. And you can also Pinterest a ton of bento boxes options. Okay. But a lot of times I'll do like turkey rolls up, roll up cheese roll ups, pickles, whatever the fruit is. I'll do some sort of light cracker or something, or chip type like veggie straws, things like that. I'll put that in there. There's usually a little hole for like a dip of some sort. So I'll put, like, for my daughter, I'll put hummus. For my son, I'll put ranch for his carrots. And so those are just a couple of the few healthy ways that I make sure to add in some things for them, that they have some sort of lunch. And then I always do add in some sort of fun little treat or snack or some sort that I can put in there so that they can enjoy that. And it's usually like some sort of cookie, or sometimes I can make homemade muffins or something that I can add in. So those are just some healthy lunch options that I have. You guys, I'm gonna go get my nails done today, and something's poking me on this one. They're terrible. And then I wanted to talk about, lastly, tips on how to start a good morning routine. So I think that one of the things is that, and it's always hard in the Lamb household in the beginning when school starts, is how to get to bed at a decent time, because one, they're kind of anxious, they're excited, they're nervous, but the kids need to have a good amount of sleep in order to know like what is how to start. Okay, I'm gonna make a note of this because I'm gonna put a calendar of like how much sleep each age group should get. Sorry, I want to make sure I get you guys some good info as it's popping up in my head. But this was one of the things I had in my mind. Um, because when they're going to get out of bed, first day is always easy, right? Second day is still kind of easy too. When we get to the third or fourth day, and even, I mean, I don't even know how long we'll make it in person before to move us to remote. Even if they're remote learning, they still start at the crack of the day. So they're going to need to get up, get dressed, get their teeth brushed, have breakfast done. They can't sit there and eat while they're watching the classroom. So making sure you have some sort of morning routine. Now here's going to be the kicker. You know they're going to wake up. Let's just say you know that they need to wake up at 6 a.m. This is my tip for you as a mom, don't roll out of bed at 6 a.m. It's just not going to work. You need to roll out at like 5:30. Okay, I would give yourself at least 30 minutes before they get out of bed. That is waking up on the offensive instead of on the defensive. And if you've watched any of my stories sometimes, I always talk about waking up on the offensive versus on the defensive, because when you wake up on the defense, they're the ones that have woken you up. You're probably late, you're probably behind the 8 ball, you're probably not aware of like who has what that day. Do they need gym shoes? Do they need a lunch packed? Like all that kind of stuff. Like you should go to bed already knowing, if you don't have your day planned, okay, like I need to do this, this, and this in the morning, then I'm gonna wake them up at 6 and then get them moving, and then I can do this, this, and this, versus waking up at 6 with them and then disoriented and you're like, okay, what needs to be done? I don't even know. And you're trying to figure it all out. You're going to be late, you're going to frazzle them, and it's going to be kind of mass chaos. So you want to make sure you have a good plan of how your morning is going to go. Did you get the lunch prepped the night before? Do you have to do it in the morning? Who needs to shower? Who's already showered? Who needs gym shoes? Is the bag packed, laid out? That kind of stuff. So you want to set yourself up for good success. Know what's for breakfast, know what they're going to be eating or what their options are so you can let them know. Are they a take it on the go type of girl or kid, or do they like to eat it on the way? So my daughter's going to be she's going to want a cup of coffee on her way out the door. She'll drink it on her way to school. And then when she goes into school, she'll leave it in the car. We're going to be car riders this year. We're not taking the bus. So it's going to be very critical that you have these conversations with your kids and that to let them know, hey, I'm going to do this. I need you to do this. I need to make sure when you get up, these are the things you do. You make your bed, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you do all those things so that they're ready to go. And I always say you need to have a time that you need to be downstairs. This is what time we're leaving, and this is what time you need to be downstairs, kind of ready to go. Because that way that gives you a buffer. I don't know if your kids are like mine, but if I tell them we need to leave at 7:30, they're coming down at 7:30. 7:29, maybe even 7:31. And I needed to be in the car out the door at 7:30. I mean, even if you think about it, even if you rush out, it's still going to take you 2 to 3 minutes to grab all your stuff. You're already in a big tizzy as to what needs to go out the door. You're going to get in the car. Did you remember your mask? Like that's going to be the kind of the big thing like this year. So we're going to have masks, a couple masks in the backpacks ready to go. They're going to be right by the door. I've even thought about carrying a couple of just extra masks in my car and in my husband's car. So let's just say we get to work and we do have those mornings, because they will happen. Nobody is frantic because they're now at school and they don't have a mask. Okay. So these are just some simple tips to help you keep in mind when you're leaving out the door, to make sure you're ready to go, to make sure you start with a good morning routine for your kids going back to school. Okay. All right. I think that's it today. We are at the 30-minute mark. I hope that you guys join me sometime. It would be super fun to talk with some other people. But in the meantime, keep smiling, keep doing good out there, make a difference, be kind, and I will talk to you in the groups, and then I'll see you next week. Bye.